Welcome back to Wittenberg Academy's Latin 4, the home stretch of Latin 4. This is lesson 109, and in each of these last lessons in Latin 4, we'll just be learning about another kind of clause or sentence, preparing to read some unabridged Latin. So on page 215, a clause denoting time is expressed in the following ways. Cum can mean when or while with the present perfect and future tenses of the indicative. It simply fixes the time as present, past, or future. So cum Romae sum, when I am in Rome. Cum means when or as with the imperfect or pluperfect tenses of the subjunctive, shows the temporal circumstances under which an action took place in the past. So, Caesare cum nuntiatum esset, maturavit ad urbe proficisci. When this had been reported to Caesar. Note, ordinarily it is sufficient to remember that if the tense is present, perfect, future, or future perfect, the indicative should be used. If it is imperfect or pluperfect, the subjunctive should be used. In the sense of all the time that, or while, cum may take the imperfect or pluperfect indicative. And so what to take from that is simply when cum is followed by the present, it's usually going to take the indicative. When it's showing past time, it's going to be followed by the subjunctive. It is very, very often followed by the subjunctive and means when or as, or although. But here he's talking about temporal clauses. C. Postquam postiaquam means after. Ubi ut simul, simulacqua, can mean when, as, or as soon as, with the indicative. Again, the one to note here especially is ut. Okay, ut is almost always followed by the subjunctive, and when ut is followed by the subjunctive, it means in order that. So the odd thing here is that when you see ut followed by the indicative, it means when. Everything else there is just going to be based on vocabulary. That's the one to note in that section. D. Dum donec quoad means until with the subjunctive. It shows suspense or design. Expectas dum dicat, you are waiting until he speaks. Dum donec quoad means up to that time or as long as with the indicative. So again, this is the thing to note, this nuance of meaning. With the subjunctive, dum means until. With the indicative, it means as long as. So that's what to note and really to put on a vocabulary card. And another one for dum. Dum means while with the present indicative. It shows action in past time also. So dum haec gerantur, while these things were being done. G. Antequam and priusquam mean before. They take the indicative, especially the present and perfect. Antequam and priusquam mean before with the subjunctive, shows the action as one that was expected or desired. So antequam acie satis intrueretur, before the line could be properly drawn up. Before the line could be drawn up satis, enough, satisfactorily. Okay, and so really just note those ones, especially ut and dum, how they, and antequam for that matter, how the nuance of the meaning changes with as it's followed either by the indicative or the subjunctive. And I would just add that as a vocabulary card to study from this point onward. And now the translations, work them out yourself and then come back. Hunc epistolam dictavi sedens in raeda, cum in castra hosties tela coniucerent. All right, so I have written this epistle, sedens in raeda, sitting in a wagon, a carriage. Cum in castra hostes tela coniucerent, while the enemies have been throwing or were throwing spears into our camp. So you see, cum there is followed by an imperfect subjunctive. 2. Antiquam in aliquo loco concedero, nequa ad te iterum scribam nequa de te audiam. Okay, so here's one, in the dependent clause, which comes first, antiquam in aliquo loco concedero. You need to be able to parse concedero. And when I say parse something, that means to give its tense, mood, voice, person, number, and dictionary form. When we get into our actual reading course, that'll be one of the mainstays of our quizzes, because you need to be able to parse verbs in order to translate them. So what's the tense, mood, voice, person, and number of concedero? Well, with that O ending or arrow ending, I mean, I know that's got to be first person, singular, so I got that. But what's the tense, mood, and voice? For this, you need to know its dictionary form. You need to know what verb what verb is this from, so you can know its principal parts. It's not from concedo, it's from concedo. This is its fourth principal part. So that's the perfect stem with the future of sum stuck on the end. This is a future perfect indicative active. So after I will have come to some place, to some other place, or I will have stopped in some other place, I will not have come to you, nor have heard anything, nor will I hear anything about you. So I will not write iterum ad te on the journey toward you. I will not write of the journey toward you, nor will I hear anything about you before I will have come to another place. Okay. 3. Ut veni Romam, cum ad me frater venisset, nobis sermo de te fuit. So again, here's an ut clause. It's followed by the indicative. When I came to Rome, cum ad me frater venisset, after or when, cum can mean either, but here it's probably after. After my brother had come to me, sermo de te fuit, there was word of you for us. In English, we'd say we received word of you, but this would be there was word of you for us. 4. Postquam in litera relictam navem conspexit, nuntium ad imperatorem demissit. So again, let's take the main clause first. Nuntium ad imperatorem demissit. He dismissed the messenger to the emperor, back to the emperor. And so what's the dependent clause? After conspexit. That's a nice, normal indicative. After he had seen the ship abandoned on the shore. And then 5. Ego quod Pompeius in Italia fuit, sperare non destiti. So I, quod Pompeius, so quod there is followed by an indicative. So you look back here on your list, quod followed by the indicative means as long as. As long as Pompey was in Italy, I did not give up to hope. I did not quit hoping. And 6, habita dumes facultas. Habita dumes facultas. Depart, leave, run away, while there is the faculty, while there is the ability to do so. We'd say run away while you can. They say run away while there is the chance, while it is possible. All right, that does it for lesson 109, and really lesson 110 as well. You can look through that and review what you've done. But as long as you've made cards to study from the last few lessons, you should be, your review should be ongoing. And so after this, you'll be ready for lesson 110, rather 111.